विद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे परतत्त्वे सदा लीनो रामकृष्णसमाज्ञया यो धर्मस्थापनरतो वीरेशं तं नमाम्यहम्। जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी। जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी। चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी नरुल सेवकु दिगिन नरवर। चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी नरुल सेवकु दिगिन नरवर। जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी। भयमुवलदु भीतिवलदु भयमुवलदु भीतिवलदु अमृतपुत्रुलु मीरु मीरनि। भयमुवलदु भीतिवलदु अमृतपुत्रुलु मीरु मीरनि। विश्वमंतयु चाटि जेपिन विश्वमंतयु चाटि जेपिन यतिवरेण्ययुगाचार्य। विश्वमंतयु चाटि जेपिन यतिवरेण्ययुगाचार्य। जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी। विश्वव्यापक प्रेम मूर्ति विश्वव्यापक प्रेम मूर्ति विश्वद्योतक परम ज्ञानी। विश्वव्यापक प्रेम मूर्ति विश्वद्योतक परम ज्ञानी। विश्वमुक्ति समर्पितात्मवो विश्वमुक्ति समर्पितात्मवो। विश्ववन्युड जयमु जयमु जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी। जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर। चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी नरुल सेवकु दिगिन नरवर। जय विवेक विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी. नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे.
For the benefit of the participants and youth from all other parts of the country other than Hyderabad or Telangana, is a Telugu song translated from the original Bengali, which says, the first line, if you have heard carefully, Jaya Vivekananda Guruvara Bhuvana Mangalakari, glorifying the presence and personality of Swami Vivekananda, who gives welfare, happiness to the whole world, Bhuvana Mangalakari. And this Vivekananda is not just a monk or not just like one of us. He has descended from the Saptarushi Mandala, where the 7 sages are meditating. Sri Ramakrishna says, his guru, in his vision, there was a small boy, a baby, who floated in the air, or the consciousness came in the form of that baby, and went round all the 7 sages, and it came and smiled at one of the sages who was in deep meditation, and the sage opened his eyes, and this young baby, who was Sri Ramakrishna himself, signaled to that sage, I am going to the earth, come with me, follow me, follow me. That sage became Swami Vivekananda. So this line says, Chira Samadhi, was always in meditation, always in high consciousness. Narula Sevaku Digina Naravara. For the service of the people, the service of mankind, he came as Nararishi Vivekananda on this day, 12th January 1863. The next line, third line says, Bhayamu Valadu Bhiti Valadu. He did not accept fear. He did not accept cowardice. Why? Why he did not accept that? Because we are all children of that immortal bliss. Amruta Putrulu, Meeru Meerani, all of you, all of us are children of immortal bliss. That was the main theme of Swami Vivekananda. So no fear, no cowardice, no depression, no other mental problems. Vishwamantayu Chatija, this message is spread in the whole Vishwam, in the whole world, not just in one place. And he is Yati Varenya, he is the king of monks. Yugacharya, he is the teacher of the world. The fifth line says, Vishwa Vyapaka Prema Murti. His personality was not just for Bengal or for India, it was for the whole universe. It engulfed the whole universe after September 11th. And it was an embodiment of compassion, embodiment of love. Vishwa Dyotaka Parama Gnanivi. As Professor John Henry Wright writes about Vivekananda, Vivekananda's English is Vivekananda's knowledge is the knowledge of all the American professors put together and much more. His gnanam, his knowledge is simply astonishing. Vishwamukti Samarpitatmavu. Last line says, he gave his life for the liberation of the entire universe. Vishwa Vandyuda Jayamu Jayamu. Glory to you, O Vivekananda. We all in the world salute you and do namaskaram to you. This is the meaning of this Telugu song, which I have just explained for the benefit of participants in online, in the Zoom, and also in the YouTube, and also in the audience in Ramakrishna Math. We'll proceed to the next part of the program, please.
Thank you, Maharaj. Now we have a team from Vivekananda Bala Vikas Sangh Kendra. They will be giving us the insights of Swami Vivekananda's teachings. Thank you.
Swami Vivekananda's coming into this world is no less than a divine play. Therefore, every aspect of his life is a blessing for all of us. So we, the students of VIHE, are here to present few incidents and teachings from Swamiji's life.
Amidst the 7 stars, Swamiji meditates with other saints. Little Ramakrishna whispers, "I am going, you will have to come with me."
Then took form the divine child of Vishwanath Datta and Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Narendranath, who later proclaimed,
"Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakes. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come, and everything that is excellent will come. When this sleeping soul is roused to self-conscious activity."
Swamiji knew no fear and remained steady and fearless even in danger times. Swamiji exhorts,
"Stand and die in your own strength. If there is any sin in the world, it is weakness. Avoid all weakness, for weakness is sin. Weakness is death."
In Varanasi, when Swamiji was chased by monkeys, he was beckoned by a sadhu who said, "Stop, face the brutes." Swamiji turned and the brutes fled back.
"Face the brutes, which is the lesson for all life. Face the terrible, face it boldly. The hardships of the world fall back when you flee before them. Come up, O lions, and shake off the delusion that you are a sheep. You are souls immortal, spirits free."
This was a time when our country was in a pitiable condition under foreign rule. Swamiji wept like a child at the misery of the poor and spent sleepless nights. The abject misery of the country haunted Swamiji, but at last he found light in meditation at the last rock of Kanyakumari. He teaches us,
Feel, my children, feel. Feel for the poor, the ignorant, the downtrodden. Feel till the heart stops and the brain reels, and you think you will go mad. Then pour out your soul at the Lord's feet. Then will come power, energy, and indomitable peace.
On September 11th, 1893, the unknown monk of India leapt into fame at the World Parliament of Religions. When Swamiji addressed the gathering, as sisters and brothers of America, all were filled with joy. Everyone was touched by the earnest call.
"What is written, did his real work begin."
Swamiji has awakened our sleeping nation. Many in this country have been inspired by his message and have come forward to serve our motherland.
Swamiji says, "The longest night seems to be passing away. The severest trouble seems to be coming to an end at last. The seeming corp appears to be rising again, and a voice is coming unto us like a breeze from the Himalayas, bringing life into the almost dead bones and muscles, and the lethargy is passing away."
And now none can resist her anymore. Never is she going to sleep anymore, and no outpower can hold her back anymore. For the infinite giant is rising to her feet. One vision I can see clear as light before me, that the ancient mother has awakened, sitting in her throne, rejuvenated, more glorious than ever. Proclaim her to the entire world with the voice of peace and benediction.
If there is any land on earth that can lay claim to be the blessed Punya Bhumi, the land of introspection, the land of spirituality, that is India.
The tidal wave of Western civilization is now rushing over the length and breadth of the land. Now is required intense karma yoga with unbounded courage and indomitable strength in the heart. Only then will the people of this country be roused.
The national ideals of India are renunciation and service. Intensify her in those channels and the rest will take care of itself.
India is free today, but there has been some developments since independence, but many are yet to be achieved. With Swamiji's blessings, we need to take up the unfinished work.
He wanted to see each of us a hero like Mahavira or Arjuna and goaded us to devote ourselves to work and worship at the same time.
Men, these are wanted. Everything else will be ready. But strong, vigorous young men who are sincere to the backbone are wanted. 100 such, and the world will get revolutionized.
Brave, bold men, these are what we want. What we want is vigor in the blood, strength in the nerves, iron muscles, and nerves of steel. Lay down your comforts, your name, fame, position, even your lives.
Let us all work hard, my brethren. On our work depends the coming of the India of the future. She is there ready, waiting. She is only sleeping. Awaken, arise, and see her seated here on her eternal throne, rejuvenated, more glorious than she ever was. This motherland of ours. Uttishtata, Jagrita, Pratyavaran, Nibodhata.
Please repeat.
Arise, awake,
And stop not.
Till the goal is reached. Pranams to the Holy Trio. Namaste Swamiji. I am Parvita of class 11, a student of VIHE and Bal Vikas.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of the Holy Trio. Namaste Swamiji, namaste all the audience here. I'm M.V. Rushwan, studying in 7th class in Sri Satya Sai Vidya Vihar High School.
Namaste everyone. I am Subhanvita, a VIHE and Bal Vikas student.
Namaste everyone. I am Neeraj Burdu. I am a Balvika student and also a part of VIHE.
Namaste Swamiji, namaste everyone. Myself Nirpama, studying 10th and I'm a student of Balvikas. Namaste everyone, namaste Swamiji. I'm Renu Satur of class 10E. I'm a student of VIHE as well as Balvikas.
Applause for them once again.
Thank you, team. Now I take the privilege of inviting Swami Jnanadananda Ji Maharaj, Adhyaksha, Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad, to bless the gathering on this auspicious occasion.
My namaskars to Sri Srinivas Gaur, Honorable Minister of Sports and Youth Services, Government of Telangana, Sri Pullela Gopichand, the well-known national badminton coach, Sri Sharad Vivek Sagar, and other brother monks, and to the young India. My greetings to all participants on the occasion of National Youth Day and the Amrit Mahotsav of our great country. The 12th of January every year is gaining more intensity and extensity due to the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. And the year 2022 has few more historic milestones for us to rejoice, celebrate and practice, namely 75 years of the freedom of our country from foreign rule, called as Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, the 125th anniversary of the lectures from Colombo to Almora of Swami Vivekananda, delivered by Swami Vivekananda himself in 1897 from January 15th to April 15th. The 125th foundation of the Ramakrishna Mission by Swami Vivekananda on 1st May 1897. We are happy that with the improvement of technology and availability of the virtual mode of communication, the message of Swami Vivekananda and spiritual values are reaching the whole of India and parts of the world, and the people are discussing and sharing powerful and positive ideas. When the nation is observing many such historic events, from Vivekananda's birthday, it is right time to impart teachings of Swamiji and make the younger generation fit and healthy ambassadors of strength, purity, joy, and wisdom. As the proverb in English says, strike the iron when it is hot. To quote from Vivekananda, let us all work hard, my brethren. This is no time for sleep. On our work depends the coming of the India of the future. She is there, ready, waiting. Arise and awake and see her seated here on her eternal throne, rejuvenated, more glorious than she ever was, this motherland of ours. Unquote. The message of Swami Vivekananda is becoming more relevant and important as the years roll on. It appeals and inspires all sections of the society, starting from school, college, and university students and teachers, government officials, doctors, police personnel, being a spiritual teacher in the line of the monks of our Sanatana Dharma is deep interest and untiring work for total human development and fulfillment is without parallel. His life and teachings galvanized the whole country, especially the youth, to sacrifice their lives for the freedom of the country. Several prominent leaders who were inspired and guided by Swamiji's ideals were Rabindranath Tagore, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Netaji, Bipin Chandra Pal, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, Sri Aurobindo, and host of others. In the 21st century, Swami Vivekananda's teachings continue to guide hundreds of youth to sacrifice their personal comforts and serve the nation spiritually and socially. My advice to all youth and the educational institutions to study the life and teachings of Swami Vivekananda without fear or bias and develop your inner strength and character. My namaskars and greetings to the Honorable Minister of Sports and Youth Services, Government of Telangana, Sri V. Srinivas Gaud, who has accepted our invitation and participating in today's celebration. The right man at the right time dealing with youth services is the need of the hour, and I hope and pray that with the support of the Government of Telangana, we can spread the message of Swami Vivekananda to the entire state. I personally convey my love and greetings to him and pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji to bless him with strength, peace and joy in life and work. My greetings to Sri P. Gopichand, Hyderabad, Sri Sharad Vivek Sagar, though from Patna, will be joining us live from Harvard University in USA, and other youth delegates, faculty, parents and followers of our Dharma and Swami Vivekananda. Thank you all. Namaskars once again.
I'll be reading out a press release from the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission on this important occasion of National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav. I request all the participants to be attentive and follow what I am reading. Very important announcements are there, both by the Government of India and by the Ramakrishna Math and Mission. 12 January 2022, National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav. In the year 1985, the Government of India has declared 12 January the birthday of Swami Vivekananda as National Youth Day. Since then, all the centers of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission have been celebrating the occasion through various programs. The celebration of National Youth Day 2022 is special as it has been clubbed with the 75th anniversary celebration of the independence of India. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the independence of India. The Government of India has named this year-long celebration as Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav. Swami Vivekananda's contribution to India's freedom movement and in the regeneration of nationalism is immense. Sri Aurobindo, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and many other illustrious leaders of India's freedom movement were greatly influenced by Swamiji. On 14th August 1987, in the course of discussion, Balagangadhar Tilak sought Swamiji's blessings so that India gets freedom soon. In response, Swamiji predicted that India would be free in the next 50 years and freedom will appear in an unexpected manner. Just after 50 years, on 14th August 1947, the coveted news vibrated in the air that India has become free. Freedom is the song of my soul, said Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji once told to Miss Josephine MacLeod, his Western disciple, love India. To Sister Nivedita he said, India first, India second, and India third, fall in love with India. Speaking of himself, Swami Vivekananda once said that he was condensed India. With this background, in this year's National Youth Day celebration, emphasis would be given on Swamiji's influence on the leaders of India's freedom movement and the great nationalists of the country. Also, there will be discourses on Swamiji's vision for a future glorious India. In view of the sudden rise of COVID cases all around, we are compelled to conduct most of our programs in a virtual mode. However, from 12th to 18th January 2022, a week-long celebration will be held at the birthplace of Swami Vivekananda at Swamiji's ancestral house and cultural center, Kolkata. The programs include discourses on Swamiji with emphasis on his contribution to India's freedom movement, youth convention, classical songs and dance, etc. On 12th January, the National Youth Day will be celebrated at Belur Math, the headquarters, in collaboration with our Sharda Pita Center. The General Secretary of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission will give the inaugural address, and it will be followed by speeches, songs, elocution by students, youths and monks. The programs will be conducted with martial arts performance by Eastern Zonal Cultural Center, Kolkata, on the theme India's Freedom Movement. It needs a special mention that this year, the Union Cultural Ministry has requested the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission to celebrate the event in a befitting manner. We have intimated the Cultural Ministry of India about our proposal to celebrate the occasion till 15th August 2022. The Culture Ministry has promised us to provide financial assistance for the celebration. On the occasion of the National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav, the important structures of Belur Math and the branches of the Math and Mission in India will be illumined. The Government of India has directed the Indian embassies and Indian High Commissioners of different countries to celebrate the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda in consultation with the local Ramakrishna missions. Accordingly, 30 Indian embassies in various countries have contacted us and we have provided them some literature, CDs, DVDs on Swami Vivekananda. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India are in touch with us in this regard, and they are also going to celebrate the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda and National Youth Day at different corners of the country. Till 15th August 2022, we are going to celebrate the 160th birthday of Swami Vivekananda and the completion of 75 years of India's independence. Among different programs, the publication of a voluminous book in Bengali titled Vivekan Dyutite Uddashtito Netaji Subhash, Swami Vivekananda's influence on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, needs worth mentioning. The book will be published by the Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture, Gol Park on 23rd January, the birth anniversary of Netaji. The English and Hindi edition of the book will be published subsequently. The Government of India has promised us to provide financial assistance for the publication. Students of 75 educational institutions located at different states of the country such as West Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka will participate in elocution competitions on Swami Vivekananda and nationalism. The topics are Swamiji's vision of glorious India, Swamiji's views on women empowerment and the uplift of the masses, harmony of religions, etc. A documentary film on Swami Vivekananda's contribution in nationalism will be posted by the Ramakrishna Mission and the Ministry of Culture, Government of India through social media. Essay writing, drawing, elocution, quiz competitions will be organized for students and youths at the national level. The topics include My Dream of Future India in the centenary of its independence, One India and Best India, My Favorite Freedom Fighter, etc. Apart from this, youth conventions will be held at different places and a book in English, Bengali and Hindi languages will be published specially for the students and youths on Swamiji's influence on India's freedom movement. Swamiji's message for the youths, homage paid by the illustrious leaders of India. This is from Swami Suviranandaji, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. The press release just done few minutes ago. So now we go to Professor Sumita Roy, who is our faculty of Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence, joining us live from her residence to speak about this particular theme of National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav with a focus on the role of youth in rebuilding the country. Over to Dr. Sumita Roy.
My pranams to Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Sharada and Swami Vivekananda on this auspicious occasion of National Youth Day and the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which we are putting together. My respectful pranams to most revered Gyanadananda Ji Maharaj, to Swami Bodhamayananda Ji Maharaj, the heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Minister B. Srinivas Gaud Garu, to eminent speakers who we have in this session, that is the well-known sports coach Gopi Chand Garu and Sharad Sagar Ji, a youth icon who comes to VIHE very often. To all the participants who have joined, a huge number of participants who have joined this program on Zoom and others who are watching on YouTube, my greetings. It is a great day of celebration because we are celebrating so many things. But for celebration, we must remember that we have to first clean up our houses, make ourselves really worthwhile for that celebration. So, all of us, especially the youth who are the future of this nation, must do a lot of hard work. This Amrit Mahotsav gives us a chance, and the Youth Day is the springboard from which we take a jump. Let us see some of the ideas which we can put, which Swamiji visualized in his short young life. And today we have to make it come true in our own lives. A youngster in my school days, I was influenced by this. At the age of 16, my grandfather told me, read the complete works of Swami Vivekananda before you read anything. Just now, revered Gyanadananda Ji Maharaj told you, read it without fear or favor. Read Swamiji. So that is one wonderful thing. If you listen to the various activities Bodhimanand Ji is carrying out, you will get a wonderful idea as to what is expected of the youth to make India not only 75 years young, but 700 or thousands of years young, because this tradition needs to continue. Thousands of years old tradition needs to continue into thousands of years more. Today, India has a vast treasure of about 230 million youth population. We call it as our demographic dividend. Swami Vivekananda put his faith in the youth, but he wanted self-sufficient youth. He wanted strongly value-oriented youth. He wanted selfless youth to make India the leader of the world. Today we are talking about India as the leader, maybe politically, economically, or in respect in other areas. But what in Swamiji's focus was that India will lead the world spiritually. After the pandemic has come, we've realized that we need spirituality. Spirituality is the mental balance which all of us need today. Therefore, let us follow this point of Swamiji. Make India great during the Amrit Mahotsav. As revered Suviranandaji has told us, we have about 7 months till 15th August. So let us make the best of it. Second, we find today that less than 30% of these 230 millions are educated. That too, literal education. Swamiji used to say, putting your mind and heart into becoming better, not only digesting some information which remains in the brain and doesn't go to make you a better human being. Human excellence. Swami Bodhimanand Ji is the director of Institute of Human Excellence, called as Vivekananda Institute. So what he was looking for is not the education. Yesterday we had a wonderful talk by J.P. Garu, who said that, much of the education is just a joke. NEP 2020, we have great hope. So let us look at this education which builds character, education which makes you stand on your 2 feet. These are all words of Vivekananda, which I'm just quoting. I'm not telling you anything of my own. This young man, the visionary Vivekananda, told us all these in his 30s. We can follow them. We can actualize them. We can make them as useful tools for all of us. Now, religion is what Swami Vivekananda took to the West. He went as a representative of Hinduism. But today you notice that religion has created fragmentation and fights, etc. If you read all the lectures which he gave in the Parliament of Religions, you will find that Vivekananda is talking about universal religion. He's not talking about a religion which divides, a religion with fragments, because he learned from his guru that every path is a legitimate path. Just because I'm a Hindu, I cannot say, you don't follow my religion, you are not correct. Just because I'm a Muslim, I cannot say, your religion is not correct, mine is correct. Just because I'm a Christian, I cannot say that mine is the only religion which is correct. Vivekananda was not talking about this. Why have we forgotten these things? Why are we today shy of mentioning the word religion? Or why are we equating religion to rituals? Ritual is not religion. Hatred is not religion. Either we are using it as a weapon of hatred or hurting or killing or dividing people. That is not what Vivekananda said. So in our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we have to address, as the youth of the country, you have to address this. Each of you has to be the torch bearer of the universal religion of Swamiji. This morning, when I sent messages to everybody, greetings for National Youth Day, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, one of my own classmates, today she's a great educationist, told me, I did not know Swami Vivekananda's birthday is National Youth Day. She was a brilliant student, a gold medalist, a great person today. But can you imagine, there are a huge percentage of people in our country who do not know these things? Then the youth have to be the torch bearers. I'm not saying we have to only venerate Vivekananda. Forget the name Vivekananda if you don't like the name. In our academies, we have a lot of problems about this. But remember his ideals, practice his ideals, choose the ideals which are relevant, because the 75 years of independence gives us a time to introspect. It gives us a time to look at things and see what we can do. Today we have a lot of technology which the youth know very well. Use this technology to bring out positives. Please do not use technology for negatives, which is what we find maximum. Jai Vivekanand. Let all of us be energized by the power of Swamiji, which is there with us, even though 159 years are over. Thank you and namaste.
And simple and straight to the point ideas, what we forgot, what we are supposed to do, and what we have in store for us to follow Swamiji. More discussions and more ideas to be implemented. And I think this Agnanam, the ignorance about Swamiji, or kind of allergy, should we call that allergy during the COVID time? About listening to Swamiji's name itself is a little bit depressive, but that doesn't matter. We should be positive and see that Swamiji and his ideas are implemented far and wide through media and through VIHE and other activities that we are going to see in the next few minutes today itself. So Gopi, namaste. To have you on board on this beautiful day, though we expected you here, but COVID keeps something surprise for us. And Sharat also has joined from Harvard University under -20-degree temperature maybe. Both of the youngsters are here. And I request Gopi to take over and with a little bit of introduction about Gopi Chand for the people in the country and abroad also. Our volunteer will introduce Gopi.
Yes, Pranam Maharaj and Namaskar everyone. As our next speaker for our webinar, we invite Mr. Pullela Gopichand sir, former Indian badminton player. Currently, he is the chief national coach for the Indian national badminton team. He won the All England Open Badminton Championship in 2001. He received the Arjuna Award in 1999, the Dronacharya Award in 2009, and the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civilian award in 2014. Post-retirement from his playing career, he founded the Gopichand Badminton Academy in 2008 and has produced and developed through his training the likes of Sania Nehwal, PV Sindhu, Srikanth Kidambi, and many more as such. An inspiration to not only aspiring upcoming badminton players, but also for different walks of life, youth from different fraternities. We, the youth of Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence, cordially invite him to address the youth of the nation. Thank you.
Yes, Gopi, for the next 10-15 minutes, the platform is yours for a championship talk.
Thank you, Swamiji. It's so nice to see so many young people here participating in this. I know the great work which the MAT does and the Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence does, and I'm so happy to be part of this. The only thing is I wish COVID clears the ways to actually meet people in real, come there to take your blessings. But I'm really happy today on this occasion of National Youth Day, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. We are all present here. For me, I would just echo the words of Professor Sumita Roy, saying, and ma'am has actually said this very, very articulately, in the fact how and why Vivekananda ji is, Swamiji is so important for us to remember today. For me, I can say this, that for any country, race, culture, or community to grow, pride is very, very important. And when you look at Swamiji, that is what you actually feel. I think the pride which he showed for us, for our country, the pride which he showed for us, for our Dharma, the Sanatana Dharma, for our religion, the Hindu religion, I think that is what he always reminds us about. I think he brings to us that which is so important for our development. The confidence with which he went and showcased the Indian culture to the world, I think was very, very important. I think as youth, as people who are the next generation, I think it's very important for us to actually take pride in our roots. And that is why even Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav is so important for us, because as a country, for us to know about our freedom struggles, to know about the people who have contributed to our culture is so critical to actually knowing our roots and to feeling proud about ourselves. And that pride is very important for us to move forward. And for that, Swamiji has played such an important role. For me, when I look at Swamiji, it's been a very different journey. Each of his quotes resonates so well to where you are. I would think as a student, I think to arise, awake, and to not hold back till you reach your goal was such a big thing when I was playing. But today, when I look at him as a spiritual giant, I actually have quotes of him talking about the deepest of Vedanta and philosophy. And I think that is very, very important. I think if you're a leader, you would find in him a leader who has actually showed the world what it means to lead. If you are a Shishya, you will find in him a Shishya and what and how he served the master and the goal. If you are a person who is looking at nationalism, you will find in him somebody who needs to be a role model for nationalism. He is the one for you. I think each stage you would see something as you evolve. I think something which he has done, which is phenomenally great. And I think for all of us, this is very, very important. And for us as a country, the pride is very, very critical. Today, on this day, I I would congratulate each one of you for being present here, and the Institute and Swamiji for making such service and such impact to society. I wish you all the very best, and I thank Swamiji for inviting me here, and would request all of you to keep pushing forward, and wish you all the very best, and hope for lots of happiness and health for each one of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Important ideas you have shared with our audience, participants all over the country and world. Just a small observation, question that I can ask on behalf of everybody. How do you think the next 6 months, time flies, already two years into COVID, and now we are into the third wave or whatever is the situation. How do you think that the next 6 months would hold good for India, for the youth, both in sports and in its development?
Swamiji, I believe that this is the time when we need to gain knowledge. Imagine years ago, we can talk about technology and all of these things and the problems which we have. But imagine we are there in a few centuries ago, and to actually gain this knowledge, we had to travel and stay with a guru for many years before he would utter his word and tell something. But today, thanks to the technology, we have knowledge available to us. And I think this is the time when we are there. I think we need to come out of this. Whenever this comes out, I don't think we actually know when, but I think whenever we come out of this, we need to come out physically stronger. We need to be coming out mentally stronger for whatever challenges come by. And for me, the next 6 months, whether it's sport or education, I would say we don't know what is going to happen. But what we have is our chance to make ourselves stronger physically and mentally. And that's what we should work on. And all of these instances where we have an opportunity to meet people virtually, to listen to knowledge, I think we should absorb it, and at the end of it, come out stronger. As far as sport is concerned, we've had hiccups, we've had challenging times because tournaments getting cancelled. Every day we need to get into a RT-PCR. Even when we are playing tournaments, every day we are going to get into an RT-PCR test. Before we go into the match, there is an antigen test, and then we get to play. So there is stressful times. The only immunity we can have is our own resilience. And that is what I think we should work on to ensure that these times we get stronger and stronger.
Well, listening to you as usual, your experience and love for Swamiji. And here is the man who was supposed to come here, but he took precaution because two of his students, his badminton players, were tested positive yesterday night. So I thought it is better to stay isolated and speak from there itself. And I think, Gopi, in the academy which you have in Gachibowli, Swamiji is everywhere. His photographs, his quotations, his inspiration, he's trying to show it.
Yeah. So this is
thanks.
Very few people have this photograph. This is my room, Swamiji. So this is where this is the biggest painting I have. But also in the academy, I think we have everywhere we have Swamiji's quotations which have been kept.
I invited you for the first time, 2011 or 2012. I was shocked. You were in the stadium practicing, and you came with sweat all over your body, and I was shocked to see Swamiji's lovely painting, and I was jealous of you to have that painting there. Generally we have Chicago address and that the Swamiji's with coat and all. There is the Belgaum posture where he was meditating in the room, and this amazing painting, lively painting of Swamiji on canvas, which is just behind Gopi's office where he sits. That means Swamiji is always, his grace, this one is there on Gopi. And that's how the inspiration continues, and great role model for the youth. And I think we have to utilize your service more along with badminton for Swamiji's work also for the next 6 months. As just now you heard, the government of India is supporting us, and we are also organizing so many programs through the Institute of Human Excellence in various colleges and schools. Thank you, Gopi, and it was a pleasure listening to you, and wish you good health and strength, peace, and hope the badminton team will reach great heights in the years to come.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon. Thank you. Namaste. May God bless you.
Thank you so much.
That was Sri Pullela Gopichand joining us from his office in Gachibowli Stadium. And we move forward to the song on Swami Vivekananda.
All the great prophets, saints, and seers of the world
प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार देश चराचर वारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी गम पद मप सदा దని ప सर्व गाम रे దని सरे सदा सरे गरे गम गम पद नि सा तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव अभीरभी मंत्र प्रचारी तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव अभीरभी नाशि भवामय दिये वरा भय नाशि भवामय दिये वरा भय निर्भय करि नर नारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन करो कृपा नयन निहारी गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन करो कृपा नयन निहारी दीज पदाशय दीन दयामय दीज पदाशय दीन दयामय अपार करुणा भयहारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद ईश चराचरवारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी जय विवेकानंद नामधारी जय विवेकानंद नामधारी.
Okay. That is very beautifully sung by Sri Karthik Raman from Bengaluru. Look at the technology, look at the solution, the synchronization. Tablaist, dual role, double action. Anirudh Sharma from Hyderabad, playing on the tabla, the pakawaj, harmonium. Purnima joining him from Hyderabad. And the man is sitting there in Bengaluru in his studio and singing the song. It's a fantastic way of utilizing technology for spreading the message of Swami Vivekananda. Prabhu Ramakrishna Pada Sharana Jivana. You have surrendered your life. You have dedicated your life at the feet of your master, Sri Ramakrishna. Jaya Vivekananda Namadhari. And who is Vivekananda? Rudra Avatar. He is the embodiment of Shiva himself. There are so many incidents. His mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, prayed for Swami Vivekananda for 12 long years. And she used to send special worship to Vireshwara Shiva in Benares, in Kashi, Varanasi. And she believed that because of her tapasya and blessings, this Vivekananda or Narendra was born. So whenever Vivekananda was naughty and restless and a lot of energy, he was running about helter-skelter and creating chaos in the house, his mother had only one solution: drag him to the washroom, open the cold water tap, push his head under it, and chant the name of Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And within seconds, Swami Vivekananda or young Narendra would sit in meditation. That was the effect. That was the vaccine which Bhuvaneshwari Devi used on Swami Vivekananda. Okay. It need not be Covaxin. It need not be other vaccines. It can be Shiva vaccine. So that is the language today, is it not? Anyway, Teja Deepta Tava Sthira Kantharava. Look at the words. Teja is brilliance. His personality was brilliant. And his voice, Sthira Kantha, so firm, so stable, so powerful. Abhirabi Mantra Prachari. You spread the message of fearlessness in the whole world. Abhi. Nashi Bhavamaya Diye Varabhaya Nirbhaya Koro Naranari. You bless the whole humanity with fearlessness. Nirbhayata. Gave Akinchana Tavaguna Kirtana. We are going on singing your glory. Unlimited. Karo Krupa Nayane Nihari. Please show your mercy on us, your grace on us. DJ Padashraya Dina Dayamaya. Give us shelter. Give us refuge. Give us space at your feet. Apara Karuna Bhayahari. You are an embodiment. Apar means infinite compassion. Swami Vivekananda. Outside, very strong he was. But he was melting, seeing the suffering, seeing the condition of the poor, etc. This is a very beautiful song. We are thankful to Karthik Raman, thankful to Anirudh Sharma, and the co-musician, Miss Purnima. Wonderful presentation. Now we move from Hyderabad, move from all parts of the country, all the way without visa, without ticket, to Harvard University. A round of applause to welcome our young, dynamic, a friend, a child of Swamiji, Sharath Vivek Sagar, who is studying in Harvard University, Boston. And this Harvard University is the place where Swami Vivekananda spoke. And he was offered a chair in philosophy. And in that famous, prestigious Harvard University, Sharath Vivek Sagar is undergoing his higher education. Harvard University waited for him for nearly 4 years. They were continuously asking him to join Harvard University. So last year he joined. This May, July, August, before independence, he will be independent from Harvard University, come back to India and serve the motherland. Sharat Vivek Sagar is a young entrepreneur, started a school called Dexterity Global School for deprived people, for people at the lower levels and who were not exposed to higher education. They can join that school, undergo the training with their academics, and then they will help them to go international education with full scholarship. So many students in Hyderabad, in India, who have gone there. Sharat himself is one of those recipients, completed his bachelor's in Tufts University and now Harvard University. His brother, Basant Vivek Sagar, I should mention today, as we are participating National Youth Day, was one of the topmost mathematicians in the world. Unfortunately, God took him away at the young age of 29 only. From Stanford University, from MIT, a very powerful mathematician, very unique mathematician, a very rare mathematician of geometry, etc. But Sharat Vivek Sagar, taking the legend forward and Swamiji's message also, I requested him. Sharat, is it midnight there now?
Ji Maharaj,
Sharat, if you are
1:11
around,
1:11 a.m. Maharaj. I was saying 1:11 a.m. Maharaj. I can't hear you, Maharaj.
no.
Now
Sharat, you
you're
are able to
audible,
hear me
Maharaj.
now?
Ji.
Yeah. So your journey and your lessons from Swamiji for Young India and for the next 6 months, your project, how we can take the message forward. All the best, Sharat.
Thank you, Maharaj. I offer my pranams to Sri Ramakrishna Deva, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, and Swamiji. I offer my pranams to Adhyaksh Maharaj, my pranams to Swami Bodhmayananji Maharaj, and my namaskars to everybody who is present today from different parts of India and all across the world. It is an extraordinary day to be celebrating, and National Youth Day is one of those days that we cannot just celebrate. There are birthdays, there are different days, festivals, different occasions, and it is enough just to celebrate, forget, and wait for an year for any other day. But for National Youth Day, the young people of India must answer the call of Swamiji on that day and every single day of the year, every single day of their lives. So it is an extraordinary day, and it is time to re-energize our commitments, reaffirm our commitments to what we'll do to build ourselves, to further build our society, to build our nation. I wish I was present in India at this point on this extraordinary day. I am 8,000 miles away from Bharat, but I am 800 feet away from Seaver Hall, the hall where Swamiji came in May of 1894 and spoke at Harvard. So I consider this part of the world also blessed that Swamiji came here, he lectured here, and there is a very interesting coincidence. Where I live 800 feet away from here is Seaver Hall, where Swamiji lectured. Where I study in that Radcliffe Yard within Harvard, that is another place where Swamiji delivered a lecture. And where I eat at Dudley Hall, which is Lehman Hall now, that is where Swamiji came and had a fireside chat with the Philosophical Society. So where I study, where I live, and where I eat, all three places are sacred. They're all three blessed by Swamiji's presence. So it is, it feels like home. I make sure that I offer my pranams at Seaver Hall and at all these places where Swamiji came. So that said, I just have one plain simple message for everybody who has tuned in today. I want to point, since we are talking geography a little bit, I want to point to 3 geographical locations and 3 stories we need to take from Swamiji's life. The first geographical location is Kolkata. It is in Calcutta that Narendranath Dutt is born and raised. On one end, he does his academic education, and on the other end, he sits at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna and he transforms into Swami Vivekananda. The first message for all young people from that holy place of Kolkata is that on one end, let's continue with our modern education. On the other end, let's sit at the feet of our spiritual giants. Let's sit at the feet of our gurus and take from them the knowledge, the wisdom, the path, the direction that we must. The second geographical location that we must draw a story from is Kanyakumari. That is where Swamiji sits and meditates. And many have meditated on many things before, gods and goddesses, self and other things. But Swamiji sits on that rock in Kanyakumari and he meditates on the past, present, and future of India. India's problems as his problems, India's people as his people. And that meditation transforms the future of India without a doubt. I need not go into the details of the many scientists and inventors, many politicians and statesmen, many freedom fighters and educationists, many managers and industrialists that Swamiji would go on to inspire, and India would be stronger because of him. So the second lesson, the second geolocation that I talk about in Kanyakumari, the message for us is, let us sit down and meditate. Let us not just meditate for mindfulness and for peace. Let us also meditate on India's challenges, India's problems, India's opportunities, the challenges and opportunities our society faces, and how we can make the most of it. The third geolocation I want to take you to is Chicago. When Swamiji stood in Chicago, the Red Fort of India could not see India's tricolor. You could not unfurl the Indian tricolor at the Red Fort, and yet Swamiji unfurls the Indian tricolor quite literally in Chicago in front of the world. And in that moment, he's a hero for the world, and India a beacon of knowledge, a beacon of wisdom, a beacon of hope for that matter. So the third message from Chicago is that situations might be adverse. There might be problems here and there. There might be 2 million negative things. But if you draw all the positives, if you source your energy from that positive beacon of light, the world will come to you. You will not have to go to the world for anything. So these are three important things that I hope as young people will remember. Let Kolkata remind you that your academic institutions are great. It is at the feet of our spiritual giants that we learn. Let Kanyakumari remind you that it is important to sit down and meditate on problems and challenges, opportunities, and work ahead. And let Chicago remind you that situations might be adverse. You need to put a strong foot out there and put out the strongest message that you can. There is so much that India has to offer to the world. And on that note, remember everything that Swamiji has said is a clear direction for young people, where he says that every nation has a mission to fulfill, and India must lift the world up with its spiritual power. That is something that in last couple of years, 2 years and a half almost now, the world has seen during times of COVID. People want to start an inner conversation. People are talking about meditation and mindfulness, yoga, and all things Indian. And we are happy they can take it and interpret it and translate it across languages, across cultures. But that is the beauty of everything that Bharat has had to offer to the world all these thousands of years, and will continue to for many thousands ahead of us. There is something that Swami Bodhmayanandji Maharaj puts forward at VIHE often. What did Swamiji go to Chicago with? He went with Shastra Bhakti, Guru Bhakti, and Rashtra Bhakti. It is the scriptures that he had drawn his knowledge and wisdom from. It is the Guru that he had grounded himself in firmly and fully with deep faith. And it was the nation that he loved so dearly and wanted to see rise. That Shastra Bhakti, Guru Bhakti, and Rashtra Bhakti, every man, woman, child, and elderly in our country needs to carry with great confidence and great intentionality. There needs to be an intentionality in our approach. When we say we want to serve, there needs to be an intentionality in that statement, how we hope to serve. And there is a very beautiful definition of patriotism that Swamiji puts forward. And I think I want to end sharing that. I know Maharaj had asked me to throw some light on my personal story as well. I think a few months back in September, I had the great honor of being elected the first Indian president of the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And not surprisingly, many media houses back in India wanted to conduct an interview. I was giving that interview from here, and I was asked that who has been behind you in this journey all this while, being elected president at Harvard and being the first Indian to do so? Who has been behind you? I was sitting in this room here at Harvard, and I said, you see, the one who's behind me has always been behind me. So I think I do not need to go into the details of my personal story. My middle name, Vivek, comes from Swamiji, but my entire life has been centered around him, grounded in his teachings, has been a sincere response to his call. And at Dexterity, the organization that I have the great honor of leading and serving, we teach every single child who comes into the Dexterity system, whether they are in our career development program, in our leadership development program, in our young professionals development program, whichever Dexterity platform young people come into in our country, we teach them Swamiji's definition of patriotism, where he says, he puts forward a threefold thing, where the first thing that he asks is, do you feel? Do you feel the pain of others? Do you feel that it is a very beautiful exposition? I'll make it short, but the first one is, do you feel? Do you feel the pain of others? Do you feel the agony of others? Do you feel the pain when somebody else is in problem? But then Swamiji says, just feeling is not enough. The second part of that patriotism is, have you come up with a solution? Have you come up with a solution to take away that pain, to alleviate that pain, to solve that problem? Then the third part that Swamiji says is even more beautiful. He says, just feeling is not enough. Just coming up with a solution is not enough. Are you willing to continue to work on that solution even if the whole world goes against you? And if you have these three things clear, then nobody will be able to stop you. And I think that is the reason why when Swamiji talked about Swayameva Mrigendrata again and again, I think his life and those who followed him, their lives continue to be a befitting example of that beautiful quote that na abhisheko na sanskara sinhas kriyate vane vikramarjit satvasya Swayameva Mrigendrata. That a lion does not go through any rituals, any rites, any traditions, any customaries in order to be crowned the king of the forest. The lion just does its duty by dint of merit, by dint of character, by dint of work. The lion becomes the king of the forest. I think as young people sitting in different parts of the country, as great citizens of a great land, whenever doubt comes to our mind, we must be reminded that a patriot monk conquered the world almost single-handedly, just by the grace of his guru, with great faith in his people, and with the greatest source of divinity that he showed us could manifest in every moment, from Chicago to Boston, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Colombo to Almora. And that is the reason why he said, each soul is potentially divine. And that divinity lies within us. And I pray to Swamiji on his Jayanti. I pray to him that may every citizen of India and may every citizen of the world be blessed with that unique power to see that divinity and manifest it in every moment. Thank you very much. My pranams to everybody.
A lot of feelings and how to take this message forward. One question which I asked Gopi as a young leader, and I ask you also, how do you think we should, or the youth of India listening to you and participating in various events today, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Gujarat to Northeast, hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands participating. But then is the celebration enough, or do you think in the next 6 months, what would be your personal suggestion to the youth to work out Swamiji's dream and mission?
Ji Maharaj. I think there are several things that can be done. One specific idea I would suggest to all young people is that I know many of you are active users of social media, and every day, every single person who has joined the meeting today, who's involved with the VIHE, or at whatever level you're involved, every day put up one message of Swamiji and tie it to this National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. That is one thing you can do. This is the easier task that I am hopefully suggesting to you. To the younger ones, I'm assigning it to you, and I'm assigning it with authority. Make sure every day you put forward one quote, one story from Swamiji's life on your social media. The more difficult task, the more challenging task is find out all local newspapers in your home states, in your cities. And every week, without fail, religiously, write a letter to the editor with one article or something that you've written on Swamiji. And also add a request asking newspapers to have a column where Swamiji's quotations or stories from Swamiji's life are included in the newspaper. Like many newspapers have different columns. Some are, for quotations, thought of the day, movie review, Sudoku, crossword. Request all local editors. And I will add one more thing. I think it will be 160th birth anniversary of Swamiji next year. So start writing to all newspaper editors. Say for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, have a dedicated column of Swamiji where all his quotations and stories that inspired our freedom fighters, our nation builders, our statesmen and women, that is added. So use social media and traditional media, both. So these are my 2 inputs, and I think we can do it for next 6 months.
So that has been very, very practical, very interesting, Sharath. And take care of your health and take care, and you're great ambassador of culture, and spread the message of Swamiji wherever you go through his grace. And I don't know how many of you watched KBC. Sharath came to KBC as expert for nearly 5 or 6 times in this year and last year also. Probably the host is enamored by seeing Swamiji behind you. He has mentioned that in twice or thrice. Young ambassador of Indian culture, values, and Swami Vivekananda's message. From Hyderabad, from all over India. Sharath, our greetings to you on Makara Sankranti, on Swamiji's birthday, and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Long way to go, and we shall reach the goal as quick as possible with the grace of Swamiji.
Yes,
thank you, Sharath, once again. See you in the evening or in the morning for you in Rajkot.
Ji Maharaj. And I'll take the
Sharath will be joining Ramakrishna Mission Rajkot in the evening, our time at 4 o'clock.
Ji Maharaj.
And we are also there in the same platform and traveling to Rajkot via social media. Thank you very much. And then
Maharaj,
we move forward. We have an interesting program both for offline people and online people. Stay where you are without moving an inch. There's a wonderful art of India called sand art. Those who have seen in the media and some places, we have a young artist from Nizamabad in Telangana who will be doing Swamiji's picture in sand art, accompanied on a song on Swami Vivekananda. So please watch, appreciate, get inspired, and acknowledge the talent of young Manoj from Nizamabad. Please welcome with a round of applause.
They lived the whole life of humanity.
జయరామ్ కృష్ణ, మన ముందు ఈ శాండ్ ఆర్ట్ వేయడానికి వచ్చిన ఆర్టిస్ట్ పేరు మనోజ్ కుమార్ గారు, కంచీపురం మనోజ్ కుమార్ గారు. ఈయన సిద్ధార్థ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ మెడికల్ టెక్నాలజీలో ఫ్యాకల్టీగా కూడా ఉన్నారు. ఆప్టోమెట్రిస్ట్, అలాగే టైక్వాండోకి సంబంధించి బ్లాక్ బెల్ట్ థర్డ్ డాన్గా ఉన్నారు. గిన్నిస్ రికార్డ్ హోల్డర్ కూడా. అయితే ఫిబ్రవరి 13 గురించి మనం క్యాంపెయిన్ చేస్తూ జిల్లాలకు కూడా వెళ్ళాము. మన క్యాంపెయిన్ నచ్చడంతో నిజామాబాద్లో మాధురి సముద్రాల, శరత్ సముద్రాల వీళ్ళందరూ అక్కడ క్యాంపెయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు, కాలేజెస్లో, స్కూల్స్లో, వాటిలో. ఆ సందర్భంగా ఈయనకి ఫిబ్రవరి 13 యొక్క ఇంపార్టెన్స్ బాగా నచ్చింది. అంటే ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ని బాగా హైలైట్ చేయాలి, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం ఫిబ్రవరి 13ని వివేకానంద డేగా గుర్తించాలి అనే కోణంలో ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ నచ్చి దాని మీద ఆయన ఆర్ట్ వేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. మనకి ఆల్రెడీ కొన్ని శాంపుల్స్ కూడా వేశారు. గతంలో మనం ఫిబ్రవరి 13కు మద్దతుగా అవన్నీ మన క్యాంపెయినింగ్లో భాగంగా వాడుకున్నాం. సో ఈ రోజున మనందరి ముందు తన పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇది ఇవ్వడం కోసం ఆయన కొన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ కూడా చేశారు, కొన్ని కాన్సెప్ట్స్. ఫిబ్రవరి 13 యొక్క ప్రాధాన్యత, హైదరాబాద్లో స్వామీజీ టూర్, అట్లాగే మహబూబ్ కాలేజీలో వారు మాట్లాడడం, ఇలాంటి విషయాలన్నీ వచ్చేలాగా తను కొంత ప్రయత్నం చేశారు మనోజ్ కుమార్ గారు. అందరం వీక్షిద్దాం, అభినందిద్దాం. ధన్యవాదాలు. జై రామకృష్ణ.
As the song is being played, he will do the artwork there. Please watch and be attentive.
That faith calls out the divine influence, downtrodden, ever starved, quarrelsome and envious. India needs the sacrifice of at least 1,000 of her men. Men, minds, and not brutes.
వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం, వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం, భారత యువత వినుమా, వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది, వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది, దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా, శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా. వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం, భారత యువత వినుమా, వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది, దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా, శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా. ఇనుప కండరాల ఉక్కు నరమ్ములు వజ్ర సంకల్పము వలె సంకల్పము వలెనోయ్
బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యువు
బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యు
తిరిగి రోదనిక వలనోయ్ తిరిగి రోదనిక వలనోయ్ వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం భారత యువతా వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా
శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తం సకలం నీకు సంభవము
శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తము సకలం నీకు సంభవము
ఆది పరాశక్తి అమృత పుత్ర
ఆది పరాశక్తి అమృత పుత్ర
ఆదమరచిని కనిదురపోకుమా
ఆదమరచి కనిదురపోకుమా
ఉత్తిష్ట భారతనెంబా యువత
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకునిక ఉత్తిష్ట భారతలెమ్మా యువత
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకుని
సంఖ్యలను ఛేదించు బంధాలను ఖండించు స్వామీజీ దీవెన వినుమా నిజ దివ్యత్వము కనుమా నిజ దివ్యత్వము కనుమా వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా
प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार देश चराचर वारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी गम पद मप सदा దని పా సర్వ గమ రి జని జని జద సరి గరి గమ గమ పద నిజా तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव अभीरभी मंत्र प्रचारी तेज दीप्त तव स्थिर कंठरव अभी विनाशि भवामय देवराभय निर्भय करि नर नारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन करो कृपा नयन निहारी गाहे किंचन तव गुण कीर्तन करो कृपा नयन निहारी दीज पदाश्रय दीन दयामय दीज पदाश्रय दीन दयामय अपार करुणा भयहारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार रुद्र अवतार भैरव हुंकार देश चराचर वारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी जय विवेकानंद नामधारी जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। कटितट कौपीनवन्दं भूषणम् अघदल विदलन रक्षम् बालचन्द्रधरमिन्दुवन्द्यमिह नौमि गुरु विवेकानन्दम् बालचन्द्रधरमिन्दुवन्द्यमिह नौमि गुरु विवेकानन्दम् भूतमहेश्वर भोज्वल भास्कर विष्णवमर नरवन्द्यम् भूतमहेश्वर भोज्वल भास्कर विष्णवमर नरवन्द्यम् वन्दे वेदतनुमुच्छ्रितगर्भित कामकाञ्चनवन्दम् वन्दे वेदतनुमुच्छ्रितगर्भित कामकाञ्चनवन्दम् भूतमहेश्वर भोज्वल भास्कर विश्वमर नरवन्द्यम् विश्वमर नरवन्द्यम् विश्वमर नरवन्द्यम् रामकृष्ण शरणं रामकृष्ण
రెడ్ బస్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేయ
बासी समय नहीं है सोने का। ओ, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, जय जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय जय विवेकानंद। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई हाथ में हाथ मिलाने का, जात पात और धर्म धर्म का वाद विवाद मिटाने का। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई हाथ में हाथ मिलाने का, जात पात और धर्म धर्म का वाद विवाद मिटाने का। लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद।
మనోజ్ కుమార్ గారిని మనందరినీ ఉద్దేశించి ఒక 2
Please
నిమిషాలు
sit down, please sit
మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా, తన అనుభవాన్ని మనతో పంచుకోవాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను.
నమస్తే టు ఆల్. హ్యాపీ స్వామి వివేకానంద జయంతి అండి అందరికీ. రెస్పెక్టెడ్ టు స్వామి, ఆల్ స్వామీజీస్ అండ్ మై డియర్ బ్రదర్స్ అండ్ సిస్టర్స్. It is my honor to hear sharing dais with great people. I am very much thankful to all, and especially thanks to Ramakrishna Matam for encouraging my art and for giving this opportunity. Very little people knows about the first speech of Swami Vivekananda's in 1893, February 13th, Hyderabad, Mehboob College. So there, thousand of first speech, there the 1,000 peoples are gathered in that speech, and there is a mission to the west. There, from that speech only, sir started journey, and he started his victory in the first speech. At the same year, 1893, September 11th, second speech in Chicago, USA. So as a Indian, I am Indian. Being an Indian, I am proud the first speech of Swamis in India, and this is a proud moment to all Indians. And not only me, we are going to celebrate February 13 as a Swami Vivekananda Days, and most of the people are supporting, like youth and intellectuals and scholars, by supporting by the way of through electronic media, by Instagram, Facebook, mail, and I am also supporting as with the help of my standard. Thanks to each and everyone. And I like Vivekananda Swami. I support February 13 as a Vivekananda Day. Thank you to all. Thank you so much.
ఆర్ట్ వర్క్ గురించి చెప్పండి, ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, ఎలా మీకు ప్రోత్సాహం? ఆర్ట్ వర్క్, శాండ్ ఆర్ట్ గురించి చెప్పండి.
శాండ్ ఆర్ట్ లాస్ట్ టైం నేను ఒక 4 years నుంచి శాండ్ ఆర్ట్ వేస్తున్నానండి. సో ఇన్ ది 4 years నా శాండ్ ఆర్ట్లో నేను కంటిన్యూషన్గా మెసేజ్ సోషల్ మీడియాకి ఎప్పుడు నేను మెసేజ్ ఇస్తూనే ఉంటాను. అండ్ లాస్ట్ 1 year, last year also I given a message at the same Vivekananda Swami February 13th, same. This is my aim. And ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడికి రావడం కారణం, that is my friends Samudrala Madri and Madhusudan sir and Lavakumar sir. Thanks to all. Thanks to Swamiji.
We are very thankful on behalf of the Ramakrishna Math Human Excellence Institute, on behalf of all of you and all the thousands of young participants all over the country. We pray and we wish him good luck, greetings. May Swami Vivekananda continue to inspire him wherever he goes with this wonderful art. It's not that easy. Some of you might have seen just now, concentration, delicacy, sensitivity, that everything is measured there, all just by sand. So these are our great culture, great traditions, great artists that we have, and using that particular art for spreading the message of Swamiji, and especially telling that it is his support for 13th February as Vivekananda Day in Telangana. Swami Vivekananda gave his first speech in his own life, not in Chicago, not in Kolkata, not in Madras, but it was in Mehboob College in Hyderabad. Our next goal is that February 13th will be celebrated as Vivekananda Day in Hyderabad and Telangana. So that is why we are working on this mission, approaching the government, approaching the education institutions, that everybody should be aware that February 13th is a very important day in Vivekananda's life and in the history of Hyderabad and Telangana. So book also will be given to you, both in English and Telugu. Please read and sign that petition, sign that signature, where we all will go and offer it to the government and celebrate 13th as Vivekananda Day in the next 1 month that is coming. Okay. So we move forward in the next part of the program. We have a wonderful team called Youth for Good Governance under Saurabh Mukherjee and his team of young entrepreneurs and lawmakers, policymakers who are studying, who are the youth of this country. They have formed a group called Youth for Good Governance. They are joining us live from Bengaluru and Gwalior and other places. And we are launching a All India Conclave today. The details of it, what is that All India Conclave? How all the youth of Hyderabad and the whole country can participate in the next 6 months, that will be done by Saurabh Mukherjee and his team. Over to Saurabh in Bangalore. Welcome on board. Welcome to the celebration and wish you a very happy National Youth Day, Saurabh. Platform is yours.
Namaste Swamiji. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My koti naman and pranam to the great son of Bharat, Swami Vivekananda, on his birth anniversary. Pranam to Adhyaksha Maharaj. Pranam to Pujanya Swami Bodhamaya Nandaji Maharaj, Director, VIHE Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad. Dr. Sumita Royji, Sri P. Gopichandji, National Badminton Coach, Sharath, Vivekji, and Sri Narasimha Ji. And last and not the least, my best wishes to my brothers and sisters and the lions of Swamiji and the wealth of this great nation present in today's gathering. A very good afternoon, one and all. This is Saurabh Mukherjee and my team. I am the founder of Youth for Good Governance Foundation. It is indeed a proud privilege for me and my team to be part of this auspicious occasion, but unfortunately, we have to connect virtually because of the ongoing situation. On the birth anniversary of Swamiji and Amar Bharat Ki Amrit Mahotsav, as Swamiji rightly calls it. Swamiji, today I feel extremely blessed that I think today I am in the India, which is envisioned by Swamiji as a Purna Bhumi, the land of virtue, the land where humanity has attained its highest towards generosity, towards purity, towards calmness, above all in the land of introspections on spirituality. So it has been created by the wonderful speakers, which is very, very different than the world which is created by our media and other source of informations. I think so. I think this kind of interactions would help us to create a pride for our nations and positivity within the youth. So before we launch the Youth Conclave program, I would like to extend our gratitude to Swamiji Bodhanandamaya Nandaji Maharaj for his support, his blessings and encouragement for making this idea into reality. So without further ado, I would like to present before you the National Youth Conclave and And before starting this, I would like to seek Swamiji's blessings and also like to express few words in the words of Swami Vivekananda. When he expressed that we were to win back our ancient glory, power, and prosperity, it is in the hands of our youth. It is the youth of the country, he said, who can educate and inspire the masses. It is the youth of the country who can rouse the spiritual consciousness of the people and awaken them to a sense of their own human dignity. And what? In one of his inspiring message to the youth, he says, teach yourself, teach everyone his real nature, call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakens. Power shall come, glory shall have done, goodness shall come, purity shall come, and everything that is excellent shall come when the sleeping soul is roused to self-conscious activity. With that, I take the privilege to inaugurate and launch the National Youth Conclave Youth Impact Crucible 2020. The theme for this year is channelizing youth power through the idea of service. To move on, the background of the program, the platform is dedicated to youth or young change makers pursuing graduate and undergraduate degrees from different institutions of India, and is actively involved in influencing life and in bringing positive social change through their service. It is a wonderful opportunity that encourages youth student change makers to showcase the impact of their service in society and influence thousands of young minds to involve themselves in the service of nation and people. The program will be truly a crucible of ideas, leadership skills, and various novel causes. The domains of Youth Impact Crucible as are follows. The first theme being impacting lives of underprivileged children, focusing on education and skill. So as we all know, the youth, the future of this country has a lot of dreams in their eyes. Dreams are bigger than the resources they have. You or we can be the one who can make sure their dreams never die. It's all about planting a dream and seeing the color blossoms. Second theme for this conclave is impacting the green cover of the community or educational institute. Your goal under this theme should address issues such as green campus concept, tree plantation drive in your community, social behavioral change, or some out-of-box sustainability models, and that makes importantly your role as an environment leader. The third theme for this conclave is the power of youth in improving community conditions for health. Health is a broad sense, and as we all experience from this COVID scenario, and we have also seen so many young leaders not caring for their own self and their family, going to volunteer to help the needy. So we would look for such young dynamic leaders who are doing something to improve the health and the health of the community, and which is the residents are becoming an increasing approach to promote the health of the public or population health. Also, the fourth and the last theme for this conclave is service to aged people. So elders, as you know, desire a life with good health, dignity, economic independence, and finally a peaceful death. They long for care, love, and affection. Understanding their needs and concerns will ensure their good health. So also our youth who are involved in taking care of the senior citizens of our country are also welcomed to propose their involvement or service which they have rendered towards the society. So about the online competition, the participants will be requested to fill the basic requirements form, which will be circulated by the Youth for Good Governance, which will be shortly released after the program. So basic information of the participants and their intervention, a brief description of the intervention, impact on society, community, individuals, groups. The above mentioned documents will be submitted by the participants for the first round. The selected teams will be invited for the final round, and the participants need to present the PowerPoint presentation after they get the selection intimidation. So eligibility criteria for participants, any undergraduate or postgraduate students. The presenters must be a team from the same or different institute, minimum 3 to maximum 5 members in the team. The platform is designed to demonstrate tangible impact created by change makers. So here the word tangible is very important. We are not looking for ideas, but people who are already involved in some cause and not ideas or theories of change. The participants will have to register and attend the first round of the selection, which will be online. The final round will be an offline event, and we really seek for the blessing of the Almighty that things get normal by July. But each team would be given 20 minutes plus 10 to present their stories of service and impact. Presentation should preferably be in English. Regional language are also acceptable. Opportunities. The shortlisted participants will be invited to present their stories of change at Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence, Hyderabad. The shortlisted change makers will be provided with mentorship support by renowned social leaders of India, which will help them to scale their ideas and scope of intervention. They'll be getting the opportunity to attend a week-long leadership training organized by Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence, Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad, and also everyone would be receiving certificates and recognition. So the timeline, so today we formally launch the Youth Impact Crucible 2020. On 31st March, deadline for the first round, 30th April, announcement of result for first round, 15th May, submission of final round PPTs, 10th and 11th July, Youth Conclave, 12th July onwards, we'll have the leadership training. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Swamiji, and a warm wish to all the young participants and everyone present in this August gathering. Thank you so much.
I wish somebody from Gwalior and other participants can share their National Youth Day feelings and experience. Anybody online?
Sure. Ankit, Shivam, Gagana, you may unmute and speak.
I'm not able to hear you.
Ankit? You're not able to mute yourself? Okay, he's not able to unmute himself. Yeah.
Pranam Swamiji and all my dear friends. Really feeling very blessed on participating in this event. And I would like to thank whole Ramakrishna Mission team for providing us this opportunity. And we will try our best to implement this. And we will definitely try to make a change. Thank you very much.
Forward, National Youth Day and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Right. Shivam?
Six months, especially the Swamiji's contribution to the freedom movement and your own role in that. Ankit.
Yeah, I think the Swamiji ideas are very important for even in this age. Like the strength, the most I think the most impressive statement was the strength is life and weakness is death. So I think this is a major statement that can bring the power of youth, the power of our ideas that can make a change and should contribute in the national development.
Anybody else would like to share from your team, Saurabh?
Yes, Gagan is here, there, but she's unable to unmute herself. Yeah, please, Gagana.
Yeah, Pranamam Maharaj, and a warm good morning, good afternoon to all present here. It is actually an honor speaking here. Firstly, happy National Youth Day to all. We'll see a quote, no? In Telugu it says, Egre Galipatam Vidyarthi Aite, Daniki Adharamaina Daram Guru. So we consider Swami Vivekananda as our Guru. So let's all celebrate this day with utmost potential that we have. Let us all come together and serve the nation with utmost potential that is already within us, and to make sure that the leadership qualities in us and the good governance that comes up into limelight and ignite ourselves to the better. And as we have inaugurated the youth conclave today, I request all the participants to make sure that you participate. Alongside, on 26th of this month, we are also having a celebration in commemoration of National Youth Day. So we have the event, the project name is Yuva Besuke, in adoration to My India, Eternal India. So I request all of you to please participate in that event also. Again, it is in association with Youth for Good Governance and Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence. And thank you so much, Maharaj, for giving us this opportunity and making the voice of youth to be heard to entire India. Thank you, Maharaj.
Students have to send their name or their registration of the 26th program. Can unmute and speak.
Yes, Maharaj, if the chat is enabled, I can send the link here itself. Yes, Maharaj, the chat is enabled now. I should share the details shortly.
Get connected.
Namaskar, Swamiji. My name is Shivam, and namaskar to everyone present here on this auspicious day. As we have witnessed the great work of Swamiji across the nation, as we have witnessed the work of Swamiji across the nation, and still we can see his work as we all are present here. We have seen that Swamiji's most of work was working on soul of the nation. He impacted our soul, our consciousness, so that we could work on ourselves, we could educate ourselves, we could fight ourselves back against all the adversities which India has faced in last 100 or 150 years. So this has been a great occasion to remember that, to reignite that spark, or to continue on the spark. Our work at Youth Conclave will be same, to award is to people who are working in these directions, inspired by Swamiji's ideas, Swamiji's beliefs, and Swamiji's teachings. Thank you, sir.
Please register using the above link. Okay. Please note down all the participants online and offline also. A couple of feedbacks, couple of impressions from our participants, both offline and online. Request Ujjwal, can you say something? What did you feel? Ujjwal Anurag, you can unmute and speak. Please check Ujjwal Anurag. And some of you want to say something about this today event in Telugu or English, you can come here, 2 or 3 people, girls side, ladies side, gents side. Just 2 or 3.
Namaste, Swamiji. It's a very good opportunity for me to be a part of this conclave or this webinar. I am joining since yesterday. It is very useful for myself. Thank you.
Ujjwal, are you able to hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
I want you to react, no?
Am I audible, sir?
How you will take the message forward, and how you will absorb it in your life, and your introduction a bit. What are you doing and why are you doing?
Sir, basically I am from Sasaram, Bihar, I am studying BSc. With this webinar, I am very feeling so auspicious to be the part of this webinar.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ujjwal, and wish you all the best and wish you National Youth Day greetings.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And anybody from here, offline, please come. A mic on, Jay, Sarigga.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Sirisha. I'm an UPSC aspirant. I read Vivekananda as part of syllabus. I just got inspired by him. I always visit this place, Universal Temple. I do meditation there. Like youth today are mostly attracted to social media. As yesterday Jaiprakash Narayana sir told, for the short line to become longer, we need to draw one more line there. So we all got attracted to social media, right? So like in these 6 months, we can do something more important. It's okay if we are using social media for good purpose. It has both advantages and disadvantages. So think like everyone should use it effectively. Spread the message of Vivekananda, inspire many people. Like we are all blessed to hear. We are all blessed to be part of this program. Like many others don't even know this. So just by spreading it with our friends in our society, with our families, in the relatives, the word can be spread. I hope the next birthday of Vivekananda 160th Jayanti, we can celebrate it with like more happiness. Yesterday sir told, there is only one mantra, that we have infinite power within us. So we can do anything and everything. Just believe in the self, and hope everyone will do good for the society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, from the gent side, please.
First of all, I would like to wish National Youth Day for everyone. So I'm Kranti. I'm a student of Management Studies, studying at JNTUH, Kukatpalli. So already I have enrolled in different courses in RKMed in VIHE, and I also attended one residential youth camp here. So one of the statement of Swami Vivekananda is like, what we want is a youth with muscles of iron, nerves of steel, and indomitable mind. మనకు కావాల్సింది ఇనుప కండరాలు, ఉక్కు నరాలు, వజ్రతుల్యమైన మనస్సు కలిగిన యువత. But unfortunately today the youth is only focused on marks, to bring medals and to earn money, but not the character, knowledge, and the right attitude, right? And one small poem, Swamiji. Actually, Swami Vivekananda was a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Garu, his guru. So I wrote a small poem on Guru in my own words. Gudilo untadu Devudu, Gudilo untadu Devudu, Badilo untadu Guruvu. దేవుణ్ణి పూజించకపోతే పనిచేయదు మెదడు, గురువు లేకపోతే అవుతుంది చదువు కరువు, గురువు లేకపోతే అవుతుంది చదువు కరువు, చదువు వల్ల పెరుగుతుంది పుస్తకాల బరువు, కానీ అది ఇస్తుంది ఎనలేని పరువు. కాబట్టి నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు గౌరవించు గురువు, సోదరా నీవు మంచిగా చదువు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Summary in English, can you tell?
Yes.
Because there are people from other parts of the country also.
The summary of this poem is like I compared the value of the guru with the, the guru, the teacher with the God. Like if you don't pray the God, your life will be going in down line. The same way, if you're not respecting the teacher, so definitely there is a huge balance in your life. So definitely we need to add value to the guru. Like in ancient we say that there is also one of the poem, like Swamiji poem. Yes, actually I forgot. So that is a thing. So I wish the youth of this country to wake up. See, we may not go to the borders and fight like a soldiers, but we can be a citizen soldiers, like disciplining ourselves, okay, and not distracting from the outer world. And definitely, we need to attract only to the good path and making this country reliable. I mean, to fight with our own emotions, like what we call the India Nigraham, right? If you're only seeing bad, definitely at the end of the day, you're going to look at the bad and do the bad. So definitely, if you look at the crimes rate, the India is also one of the number one in crimes rate, everything. So especially the youth of this country should know that not marks, money and everything. There is also something, Swamiji also, always says that my youth, my faith is in the younger generation, the modern generation. Out of them will come my workers, and every worker will work like a lion. So who can renounce everything for the sake of the nation. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Very nice, very nice. We have Nehru Yuva Kendra director here, and they are participating in this national celebration in various cities, etc. I request her 2 minutes on this important occasion of National Youth Day to speak and share her feelings.
Respected Swamiji, Ramakrishna Mutt, and all the participants, I'm very happy to be here. Actually, during the year 1989, I have been to Calcutta Ramakrishna Mission for taking training. Till now, I did not forget I got the peace and beautiful memories. So you can think after so many years also, I'm remembering. So as all over the country, today we are celebrating the Swami Vivekananda's birthday. Swami Vivekananda quote, strength is our life, weakness is death. And I request all the youth to kindly make their career, and youth are only going for the requirement of job, but it is not only job we want. We want personality development, discipline, organize the youth, and thinking what is best and what is not best. And after that, job you can obtain, but thinking is very, very important. We have to think always positive. And recently I joined as the state director Telangana, and we are also very much interested for training of youth, national skill development training. And further, I will give all the details. So kindly participate in all the programs of Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. I once again thanks Swamiji for giving us this opportunity and coming to this beautiful place. Really, this is so beautiful place. When I step here, I feel peace. We never get anywhere. So kindly think you are all the lucky people. You are coming here, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Amma. Very nice of you. And on the advice of the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Nehru Yuva Kendra in various cities, in various districts of the country, state are participating. And we wish their participants, their members, the youth of that particular Kendra to get inspiration from Swamiji and continue to serve the society. As she rightly said, improvement of your personality. And then when you go for placements, when you go for work, it will create a lot of effect and lot of change in your personal life. On behalf of Ramakrishna Mutt and the Institute of Human Excellence, I carry my namaskars to the Nehru Yuva Kendra people and greetings to them on this National Youth Day, and also Amrita Mahotsav of our great country. Thank you very much for your participation. Yeah.
So there is a small announcement to all the participants, online and offline. We have posted the registration link, certificate link in the chat box. So you all can fill the form and get the certificates online. You can also visit rkmat.org via HE and collect your certificates. And for the sake of participants who attended physically, we are providing the certificate in the MUT itself. So please go through the back door and collect your certificates. Thank you. And also prasadam will be served in the shed. So I request everyone to take prasadam and leave. Thank you.
ప్లీజ్ కొంచెం ఒప్పుకోవటండి అయిపోతుంది. మై సెల్ఫ్ సందీప్, 23 years old boy. సో మన ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ హ్యాపీ నేషనల్ యూత్ డే. ఆయన ఫస్ట్ స్పీచ్ ఇది ఆర్కేమట్లో, సో కొంచెం నర్వస్ ఉన్నాను, ఏమనుకోకండి. సో అందరూ ఆర్కేపట్ నుంచి మనం చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి వింటూనే ఉంటాం, సో వివేకానంద గురించి వింటూనే ఉంటాము, చూస్తాము. కోర్స్ చదువుతాము, కోర్స్ చదివినప్పుడల్లా మనకు ఏదో ఒక వైబ్స్ వస్తాయి, కానీ జస్ట్ ఆ మూమెంట్ వరకే, మళ్ళీ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ నార్మల్ అయిపోతుంది. యాజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం మూవీ చూసినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే సినిమా చూస్తాం, దాంట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిపోతాం, హీరో క్యారెక్టర్లని విలన్ క్యారెక్టర్లని ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిపోతాం. వన్స్ ఏంది సినిమా చూడంగానే బయటికి రాగానే ఒక 2-3 days మన మైండ్ తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది, తర్వాత మళ్ళీ నార్మల్ లైఫ్కి వెళ్ళిపోతూనే ఉంటాం. కానీ మనం అక్కడ అంటే హీరో ఏ సినిమాలైనా ఒక హీరోకి ఏదో ఒక కష్టం వస్తే దాన్ని ఎట్లా ట్యాకిల్ చేయాలనేసి ఆ సినిమా ఎండింగ్ వరకు ఉంటుంది. కానీ దాంట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాం, జస్ట్ ఒక ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ పర్పస్ వరకు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాం. తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఏంది నార్మల్కి వచ్చేస్తాం, అంటే హీరో అచీవ్మెంట్ చేసిన థింగ్ అనేది మర్చిపోతాం. సో మన ఎప్పుడైతే మనం నేను డిప్లొమా నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి ఇక్కడ నుంచి, సో డిప్లొమా బీటెక్ అప్పుడు నేను ఎప్పుడు జస్ట్ వస్తున్నాయి, చూస్తూనే, చదువుతూనే వెళ్తున్నాయి. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నంత కొంచెం ఇన్స్పైర్ అవుతున్నాయి కదా, మళ్ళీ నార్మల్ లైఫ్లో వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాయి, మళ్ళీ డైవర్షన్ ఏవేవో అయిపోతున్నాయి మళ్ళీ. సో మెల్లమెల్ల నేర్చుకునేదంటే కన్సిస్టెన్సీ. అంటే నేను ఇక్కడ విజిట్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుండే, ఏదో ఒక విధంగా ఏదో ఒక రకంగా వస్తుండే, ఇక్కడికి వస్తూనే ఉంటుండే. కానీ మనకు చేంజ్ అనేది ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది అంటే దాన్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు ప్రాక్టికల్గా. ఏదైనా కోర్స్ అయినాక ఏదైనా ఒక ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ని మనకు నంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ ఉంటాయి, కానీ ప్రతి ఒక్కటి మీరు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేరు. కానీ ఏదైనా ఒకటి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయండి, ఏదైనా ఒక కోర్స్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని ఫస్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకోండి, అది లైఫ్ అయిపోవాలి. సో అట్లా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకున్నప్పటి నుంచే నీ యాటిట్యూడ్ అనేది బిల్డప్ అయితే అండ్ నీ సెల్ఫ్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ అనేది అవుతుంది. అండ్ ద బెస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏందో చెప్పాలా, నువ్వు నీకు నీ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ కావాలంటే ద బెస్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్ ఇస్ మిర్రర్. సో మనకి కోట్ ఉంటేనే ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ, సే ఐఎమ్ హీరో ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ఫియర్. సో కోట నాకు చాలా ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ అనమాట. అంటే అది నేను జస్ట్ నార్మల్గా చదివాను కాదు, ఇప్పుడే నాకు సోషల్ మీడియా తెలిసిందంటే ఏదో ఒక కోట్ చూసినాను, మిర్రర్ ఈజ్ యువర్ బెస్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్. నువ్వు ఏది కావాలనుకున్నా సరే నీ మిర్రర్ ముంగట పోయి నువ్వు చెప్పు, అది పక్క ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే నువ్వేందో నీ నిజ స్వరూపం ఏందో నీ అర్థంగానే తెలుస్తుంది, ఇంకొవ్వరు ముంగట కూడా తెలియకపోవచ్చు. సో నీకు నువ్వు తెలిసేదంటే నీ అద్దం ముంగటనే. సో చెప్పు, నీ అద్దం ముంగట చెప్పేసి ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఫియర్, ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు అచీవ్ ఇట్, ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు డూ ఇట్ అని ప్రతి మిర్రర్ నుంచి నేను మిర్రర్తో ఎప్పుడైతే మాట్లాడడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నానో అప్పటి నుంచి నా లైఫ్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్ నాకు తెలియకుండానే చేంజ్ అయిపోతుంది మొత్తం నా బాడీ లాంగ్వేజ్ అన్ని. సో దట్స్ ద థింగ్, ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తేనే మనకు ఆ కోర్స్ వాల్యూస్ అనేది తెలుస్తాయి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఉంటే ఏం మాట్లాడతాడు? తెలంగాణ చాలా టైం అయింది. So we come to the end of this grand celebration, and as he rightly said, implementation is more important than appreciation. So appreciation unte madhyanam bhojanamto paatu adi kuda arigipotundi, it will dry up. So we have to keep up that heat, keep up that spirit, keep up that absorption of Swamiji's ideas. Study Swamiji properly, not surface, not shallow. Dive deep. Oh my mind. Whether you want to meditate, whether you want to work, whether you want to paint, whether you want to do sand art, whether you want to achieve anything, dive deep. Most of the students, unfortunate, after this they get stopped. A little success, little happiness, again they suffer. The two important things. One is, don't bite the fingers which is feeding you. Don't bite the fingers which is feeding you. Be very cautious about it. That is personality disaster, not personality development. We are cutting off our own development. Purogati avatal ledu, adhogati. 1 step forward, 3 steps backward. Suddenly tomorrow morning, 13th of January, we find scam, we find corruption, we find some raid, we find somebody hoarding crores and crores of rupees in his bedroom, in his bathroom. This is the sad side of the development. And on the other side, in Better India, in videos and other things, we will We will find so many wonderful people doing great work. Yesterday you saw Babar Ali, Sharat Sagar, Pullele Gopichand. And in Nellore district, there is one Sharat Ramachandra Gupta. Last 25 years, transforming the life of criminals, making them enlightened citizens, making them police officers. Criminals means criminals. One boy killed 3 people, juvenile, 3 people. But today he's a police officer in Home Guards. Life is transformed. He created a saint out of a sinner. Lot of work is going on in Nellore district. There's another great man following Swamiji from 2003 onwards in Kolkata. And he has spread his service to Madhya Pradesh, Bundelkhand. Vinayak Lohani, who was IIT Kharagpur gold medalist, IIM Kolkata gold medalist. But instead of going for a white collar job of 35 lakhs per annum, he is serving the tribals and villagers in Bundelkhand district between Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. A boy of Kolkata is going to Madhya Pradesh. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, India is my country. There are some wonderful people in Telangana also, in Adilabad, in Mahbubnagar. So many, such beautiful. One young girl, yesterday somebody sent me a poster, 14-year-old girl in Hyderabad, in an international public school. Last 5-6 years, she has distributed lakhs and lakhs of rupees worth costly medicines to cancer patients in Hyderabad. So it is not just the Hyderabad that we see in pubs and discos and birthday parties. There's other Hyderabad also. We have to increase that team, that breed, that power of Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Swamiji is not just 12th January. It is not just September 11th. It is not just some other day. He is now, he is tomorrow, he is always 365 days. As we are seeing, see, already 12 days in 2022 is over. 12 days into 24 hours. What have you done? Just go home and close your eyes and think. 5 నిమిషాలు కళ్ళు మూసుకొని ఆలోచించండి. గత 12 రోజులు 24 గంటలు ఏమి చేశాం? వచ్చే 350 రోజులు ఏమి చేయగలుగుతాం? What is my plan for tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock? So implementation. An ounce of practice is better than tons of tall talk. So wherever you are, whoever you are, listening from any part of the country, almost all countries participating. Nearly 2,000 people have participated in today's 2-hour celebration. It's very exciting, very interesting, and the gates are opening. Swargadwaram apavritam. The gates of heaven will open if we have the intention, if we have the purpose, if we have the love for Swamiji. Purchase a few books of Swamiji. A 1 rupee book, a 5 rupee book. You may go by auto to home. You may go by bus to home. You may go by your bike, or you meet a policeman. You meet a poor man. Give it to him if he can read. You go to vegetable market tomorrow. Give it to that vegetable vendor. If he or she can read, or you explain one teaching of Vivekananda, Balame Jeevanam Balahiname Maranam, strength is, teach him. You purchase a lot of things. You go to a hotel, but there is another brother there, another sister there, another Amma there, who cannot come to Ramakrishna Math, who does not know. You have participated yesterday 2.5 hours, today 2.5 hours. What will be your contribution? Instead of criticizing the police, instead of finding fault with the police, find out if the red signal is there, why I am not stopping. Why my hand will not go to the brake, why it will go to the accelerator. Because policeman is not there. If you are the constable in that position. That's why yesterday also Dr. J. Prakash Narayan said, IAS seat is not important. IAS principle is important. As just now another friend said, the citizen soldier, not just uniform, may not be NCC, may not be BSF, may not be anything, but you can be a citizen soldier. Kshatra Viryam Brahma Tejas, Swami Vivekananda's message. Kshatra Viryam Brahma Tejas, the strength of a Kshatriya and the meditation of a Buddha. Now if I tell you have to meditate 1 hour, you should not move your body and meditate, and you should sit. Adi capacity, adina power, adina possibilities. And Vivekananda will come and tell, stop your meditation, go and serve somebody in the cancer ward. You should know that art also. Correct medicine, correct injection, correct first aid. And Swami Vivekananda says, if I ask you to stop and speak about philosophy, speak about science, you should have that knowledge. We need all-rounders in India today. In Ramakrishna Math, every day, all the 4 activities are practiced by all of us. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Gnana Yoga. And what do we get? Paramahamsa, Paramatma, Paramashanti, Paramashakti, Deshabhivruddhi. వివేకానందని ఎవరు అడిగారు, ఇంత మాట్లాడుతున్నారు మీరు క్యారెక్టర్ గురించి, ఇంత మాట్లాడుతున్నారు మీరు దేశాభివృద్ధి గురించి, నాకేమి లాభం అని ఒక యువకుడు అడిగితే, somebody asked Swami Vivekananda, what will I get by doing all this? Humorously and beautifully Swami Vivekananda replied, if you improve, my brother, one fool in India will be less. What a master stroke. I enjoy this statement. One fool in India will be less. How true it is. Is your tail straight? Is your ego little purer? Is your heart little purer, compassionate? Somebody was speaking in one interview. Somebody, for the sake of Instagram photo, tied a dog to a tree and shot it. This is what our culture is. Just for Instagram photo, he tied a dog in the road to a tree and was shot it to death. Somebody's neighbors broke a leg of a dog because it entered into his house. This is called Manava Rakshasaha, the demons in human form. Lastly, I would tell where we have to move, which direction we have to move on this important day. From here it starts, a new celebration will start. 12th January, 15th August, 2022, 6 months' time. Satpurushaha, first category, Satpurushaha, holy people, divine people, excellent people, great leaders, Satpurushaha. Second category, Samanyaha, common people. Third category, Manava Rakshasaha, dangerous. Fourth category, we don't know what to call them. They kill others, they also die. Army calls it terrorists, suicide bombers, etc. New name has been given. But our education, Vivekananda says, be Samanya, accepted, but don't come down to Manava Rakshasa. But rise up to Satpurushaha, push yourself up. Satellites are launched by ISRO. If they fall in the Arabian Sea, crores of rupees destroyed in 1 second. But if they are going and revolving around the earth, giving you knowledge, giving you communication, giving you weather, giving so much information, that is a profit. So we can go, provided I have the, as Amma told, the ground training, the fundamentals, which we are working in Institute of Human Excellence. 22 years old institute, morning 6 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock, non-stop training. 19 lakh students have come here and gone till today, and the number is increasing. And you also add to that today, this celebration. This is the vision of Swamiji. Excellent human beings in administration, excellent human beings in a hospital, excellent human beings in a building company, engineering company, excellent human beings in IT, excellent human beings in police. Why not? ఎందుకు సాధ్యం కాదు మనకి? ఎందుకు just pessimistic గా ఉంటాం? Follow Swamiji and you will reach the highest. So National Youth Day and Amar Bharat Ka Amrita Mahotsav. I don't want to restrict to just Azadi movement. I want to call it the eternal India. In that Amrita Mahotsav, 75 years of independence, historic. So these two are combined, and as I read out our General Secretary's remarks, we are going to launch several programs in whole country for the youth, for professionals, and for all parents. Please join us, and you can independently give your name and mobile number or this one to our volunteers who will be below, and they will contact you. They will send messages to you and from the institute, and we'll make this program and the conclave also very interesting. We'll send it to all the people, that PDF of the conclave, because the celebration will go on for 6 months. All of you become part of this Human Excellence National Movement. Okay, we'll end with a bhajan. Vivekananda Simha Garjanam. That time you heard, that time you can see and listen. That will be the concluding song today. Thank you very much.
The
Play it.
history of the world
The screen better.
is a history of
Hey.
few men who had
Screen
faith in themselves.
TV.
That faith calls out the divinity within. All the great prophets, saints, and seers of the world, what did they do? In one span of life, they lived the whole life of humanity. I believe that India will awake again. If anyone could, with all his heart, could love the people of its country, bereft of the grace of affluence, downtrodden, ever starved, quarrelsome and envious, India needs the sacrifice of at least 1,000 of her men, minds, and not brutes.
వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా ఇనుపకండరాల ఉప్పునరమ్ములు వజ్ర సంకల్పము వలెనోయ్ ఉపకండరాల ఉప్పునరమ్ములు వజ్ర సంకల్పము వలెనోయ్
బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యువు
బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యువు
పిరికి రోదనిక వలనోయ్ పిరికి రోదనిక వలనోయ్ వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా
శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తం సకలం నీకు సంభవము
శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తము సకలం నీకు సంభవము
ఆది పరాశక్తి అమృత పుత్ర
ఆది పరాశక్తి అమృత పుత్ర
ఆదమరచిని కనిదుర గోకుమా
ఆదమరచి కనిదుర గోకుమా
ఉత్తిష్ట భారత యువత
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకొని ఉత్తిష్ట భారతలెంబా యువత
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పద ముందుకుని
సంఖ్యలను ఛేదించు బంధాలను ఖండించు
జై శ్రీరామకృష్ణ. అందరూ కూర్చొని ఉండాలి. దయచేసి నా ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ వినండి. ఆడవాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఫీమేల్స్ ఆ వెనక బ్యాక్ డోర్ నుంచి వెనక్కి షెడ్ వైపు వెళ్ళాలి. మగవాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఈ వెనక ఉన్న డోర్ నుంచి వెళ్ళాలి. అయితే నేను చెప్పినట్టు వినాలి. ఫస్ట్